Poor color choice. Very poor color choice. So let's see, I've done some glow-in-the-dark hand embroidery and I've also done some hand embroidered patches. Today, however, I'm doing something different. Hey, my name is Vika. I do hand embroidery for fun. What's your name? Today I'm attempting a 3D effect hand embroidery and I haven't done this before, so it's gonna be a lot of trial and error, let's say. Let's just go do it. So, as always, let's get all the stuff on the table. This is, after all, a tutorial. I might not be the best teacher because I'm actually just figuring this shit out myself, but hey, practice makes perfect, doesn't it? Anyway, let's see what I have here. A bunch of embroidery floss, some needles, some scissors, smaller scissors, self-adhesive felt, non-adhesive felt, some fabric glue, fabric stabilizer, the stand, and a couple of t-shirts, and I forgot to include some embroidery hoops, which I'm definitely gonna be using, so my bad. These t-shirts are super thick, they should handle this kind of thing no problem. And I'm just going crazy simple and gonna embroider these phrases on them. The idea is to cut out the letters out of felt and embroider over it. This, in theory, will make the letters stand taller, so to speak. So let's test it. I just printed the phrases directly onto the stabilizer, cut out the letters out of the self-adhesive felt, and then stuck them onto the stabilizer and then the stabilizer onto the shirt. Which, I'm not gonna lie, gave me quite a bit of trouble, but I got over it. And from now on, it's pretty simple, just embroidering. There's no surprises. Typically, embroidery threads come stranded. It's 6 strands twisted together. For this first t-shirt, I decided to use all 6 strands, and for the next one, I'm gonna use half of the amount. I just wanna see the difference. I also wanted to use different colors for each letter, obviously, because it's just more fun that way. Though my color wheel knowledge and feels simply suck, so do leave a comment, let me know if these colors work in your opinion. A bad and honest comment is better than no comment. Oh, and the like button tells me what you think as well, so have at it. The stitch that I'm using is just a satin stitch. When it comes to this stitch, it's dead simple. The most basic stitch, and a whole lot of them actually, side by side, as close to each other as possible, leaving no gaps in between. That's what I would say about it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to say. Maybe just that it takes forever. Naturally. I didn't want to bore you to death, so that's why you're watching time-lapse. When I was done with this t-shirt, I just ran it through the washing machine to dissolve the stabilizer, let it dry, and then ironed it to get rid of all the creases left by the hoop's tension. And on to the next t-shirt. First of all, instead of the self-adhesive felt, I'm now using just a regular one. I traced the letters using a Sharpie and then cut them out and put them on the stabilizer, just to double check that I got every letter right. When I was happy with it, I first stuck the stabilizer to the shirt and then put it into the large hoop so that my whole phrase fit there nicely, then started stitching them to the shirt, which took a while. I used just one strand to stitch them and it worked great. In the end, I realized though that there was no difference in using sticky felt or regular. The regular one had to be hand stitched, which was just an extra effort without a need really. So I recommend you walk straight past the regular felt and grab yourself a sticky one instead. Avoid the headache. But hey, it's a learning process, all a learning process. Here's another time lapse. This time round, I timed how long it would take me to do one letter, and it was roughly 20 minutes. Can you believe that? 24 letters, that's 8 full hours without breaks, just on these two simple projects. I took breaks though, lots of breaks. That's one thing about hand embroidery, it takes time. I find it therapeutic and somewhat relaxing though. So like I said I would, for the embroidery on this t-shirt, I was using just 3 strands of thread. Because typically, using less means better looking results. I guess we'll find out if it is in this kind of project. I used the hoop that didn't fit the whole phrase in it. This hoop provided plenty of tension I needed to comfortably embroider, which a larger hoop wouldn't. So when it was time to move it, I used a piece of paper to protect the letters I already finished so that the edges of the hoop wouldn't ruin it. One little tip. Alright, so when I was finally done, I had to just cut off the excess of the thread on the back of the shirt that I used to stitch the felt to the shirt, and then repeat the washing, drying, ironing process. And I was planning on using fabric glue to secure the knots on the back, but taking a closer look at them, I figured there was no need. The back of my embroidery looks pretty good, there's no issues. So basically the way I did it was fabric, felt, thread, and I think the normal / machine embroidery does it fabric, thread, and then thread over it. But that takes obviously a whole lot longer, which I didn't want to spend that long. It already took a long time. My fingers pretty badly as well. But I think it's called 3D puff embroidery, or sometimes they call it raised embroidery. And instead of the felt, and typically they use wires or thin ropes, something like that. I think maybe next time I'll do lino. So which one came out better? 6 strands, 3 strands? I'm gonna include some close-ups of this, so let me know what you guys think. I personally think that I like the 6 strands better. It looks a little puffier, just a little bit stiffer, which I like. I'm not sure if that's what you would like. Although this one, poor color choice. Very poor color choice. Otherwise, I would have picked this one, but for now, I'm gonna go with this one. Overall, they both came out exactly as I wanted them to. Let me know what you guys think. And hey, subscribe